All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Jack Mead. To my right is Keith Egbert, Christina Beatty, and Colin Briggs, and we are Central Realty. Our team was given the assignment of determining what to construct at 526 Central Avenue, which is located in downtown Albany. After much extensive brainstorming, discussing various retail storefronts, other entities, we've decided to construct a YMCA. So through the next slides, we hope to persuade you all as to why this is a sound decision. So first off, from a marketing standpoint, our target segment will be the residents of the city of Albany. And here you'll see the 6 main characteristics of a target segment. First, is this target segment substantial? As of 2015, the population of Albany is just over 100,000. So of course, from a business perspective, the larger the population of the target segment, of course, the more of an opportunity there is for business. Next, is this segment stable? So as you see here, as of 2000, the population was just over 95,000, so that shows there has been a slight increase in the population, but more important, it has been stable and consistent. So when creating a business, of course, something that they will take into account, where's the population, how's it looking for the immediate short-term future? This, of course, gives us some relief in the fact that it looks like it is consistent, close to roughly 100,000. Next, in terms of being differentiable, of the 22 million members of the YMCA across the United States, 9 million are within their youth, 13 million are adults. So the YMCA does not discriminate against age, really just making an even larger target segment for this type of business. Next, in terms of being actionable, across the city of Albany, there are 36 parks and recreational facilities. So this just proves that the city itself is engaged and they're active across the community. In terms of being accessible, we figured that the YMCA would be able to promote its service through schools, civil service buildings, using billboards as a means of advertising. In terms of being identifiable, so this quote comes right off the YMCA's website, opportunities for all. Again, they don't discriminate any specific demographic or any trait. Really, anyone can be a member of the YMCA. All right, so next I will turn over to my colleague Colin, who will discuss the site configuration.
Thank you, Jack. 526 Central Ave is made up of 4 parcels on 3.4 acres. It's zoned for commercial use. Based on that, we thought it would be a great spot for our YMCA. We are proposing that a facility be built on the site that is 30,000 square feet. Within that 30,000 square feet, we would have indoor basketball courts, a fitness center, as well as a spot for daycare services. Also, we're allowing for 275 parking spots in the site, and we feel that that would be ample space for our membership as well as Albany County residents to come to the YMCA on a daily basis. Next, I want to talk a little bit about the site itself. On the picture on the left-hand side, you'll see the red outline shows the perimeter of 4 parcels that make up our site. After you combine those 4, the YMCA would be able to be put where the green box is. Where the 2 pink X's are, that is points for our entrance and exits. We feel that the flow of traffic with those 2 points would work out nicely, and it would allow for our members to easily access parking spots. Also, based on the location of our site, we believe that you would have the ability to potentially add baseball fields or outdoor basketball courts, or maybe a playground, depending on the type of membership that we have at the YMCA. On the right-hand side, we have a picture of a rendering for a proposed design of our site. We felt that the architecture of that went well with the other buildings around 526 Central Ave, as well as just kind of fit into the Albany mold for buildings. Now I'm going to turn it over to Keith, who's going to talk to you about the pros and cons of building the YMCA.
Thank you, Colin. Like Colin said, I'm just going to talk quickly about the pros and the cons of our idea. And as we were going through, it became clear to us that there were more pros than cons in this idea. Number one, we think that a facility this size has an advantage because it can draw on multiple different revenue streams, namely membership and admission fees. We also think there's a big opportunity for the YMCA to capitalize on building a positive reputation by partnering with other local organizations, such as some of the hospitals in Albany. We've seen an example of this in Saratoga. Saratoga Hospital is currently partnering with to build a facility in Malta with the YMCA, which will include medical facilities and gym facilities. We think something like that would be a great opportunity. Like Colin was speaking about, the site itself has ample room for parking lot and facilities. It's on a road with high automobile traffic. Both of those things bode well for attracting a lot of customers. And looking at the proximity of the location, we didn't see that there were many other large daycare centers in the facility, or in the direct area. So we think that that is sort of an untapped market that the YMCA can tap into. And additionally, Bleecker Stadium is located close, and we think the same type of people that would be using Bleecker Stadium would be interested in using the YMCA. And just lastly, it's obvious just from existing in today's America that fitness and health are growth industries, so there's a lot of opportunity for growth in business. And just to talk about the cons, and with one caveat I threw out there, how to mitigate them, just a quick reason why we don't think that the cons are that much of an issue and how they can be dealt with. So number one is something that Christina's going to talk a little bit more about, but the fact that this is a brownfield land site, obviously the land will need to be remediated, but as has been alluded to in previous classes, the different credits can be used to remediate the land, and that obviously helps with the funding for the project. It's a lower income neighborhood generally, but we don't see that as an issue as long as the YMCA calibrates fees correctly to target the proper customers, and even could potentially aim lower fees at Albany residents if that's helpful. Low foot traffic in that area, but again, great parking space. It would rely more on automobile traffic than foot traffic, so we don't think that's too much of an issue. And we did see that there is an Albany Strength across the street, but that's a very small, I would say, hardcore lifting gym, which I don't think focuses on the same type of customers as the YMCA does. And then obviously the local universities will have gym facilities of their own, but again, there's a lot of different customers in the area that the YMCA can target. And with that, I'm going to pass it on to Christina, who's going to talk about the financials.
Thanks, Pete. So first, we're going to talk about what the budget would be. Construction costs, we're estimating at $7 million. Revenue, we're estimating at $4 million, and these are based on the 990 forms that are public record for the Capital District, Saratoga County, and Glens Falls existing YMCA. Salary and benefit expenses, we're estimating at $2 million, and other operating expenses at $1 million. The YMCA is nonprofit, but we are estimating excess of $1 million in revenue. The expenses are going to be broken out into about 90% related directly to program, 9% to administration, and about 1% to fundraising costs. Now, this is a brownfield site, so there's pollution that needs to be cleaned up. There are grants available to mitigate this. Assessment grants exist up to $350,000, but assessments have actually already been performed on this site. There's a revolving loan that's available for 5 years, and that's up to $1 million. And then there are, New York State also offers incentives. So the first two are offered by the EAP, the next two are offered through New York State. And New York State offers up to 90% of eligible project costs to be reimbursed, and tax credits as well. And then I'm going to hand it back to Jack to talk about why this is so important for our community now.
Okay, so in terms of why now, again, as we've alluded to, there's a 3.4 acre vacant lot sitting in the city of Albany. We believe first that a YMCA would create jobs for the city. Number two, through its career services, we hope to get people employed through their daycare services. We hope that would allow people to increase household income, which essentially would lead to an increase in consumer spending within the community itself. And we hope that the YMCA would help improve the reputation of the city and keep both the youth and adults engaged in the community.
I'd like to open up for any questions.
Sure. What if the YMCA is not open to this proposal?
We also discussed a few other options, one of which was a mixed-use scenario where you would have potential space for offices as well as storefronts. But we believe, based on some of the partnerships that have been formed with the YMCA throughout the Capital District and Saratoga, that we would have a good chance of being able to use this site for that purpose.
And this model can also be applied to a private gym, so offering the same resources that we feel are really necessary in our community, but in perhaps a for-profit capacity.
And what types of opportunities would you have that Albany Strength doesn't have? You said that was looking at a different market. Can you describe that a little bit?
Yeah, Albany Strength, it's a small location right across the street. It really if you go to the website, it really focuses on powerlifting. It doesn't seem to have cardio facilities. It obviously doesn't have the daycare facilities. It wouldn't have the type of classes that a lot of the YMCA customers would be looking for. So I think it's just a niche market that they're focusing on. I think that it wouldn't have too much of an effect.
And I think also the strength of YMCA is giving back to the community. So need-based financial aid is available to Albany residents, which is great. And different fundraising that they'll do in the community.
You can see the YMCA still having the opportunity to be successful with that, but my other concern would be that we would shut them down, and given that we're looking for some public support to make this work, we don't want to shut down small businesses. Any thoughts on that?
And I hear where you're coming from, but again, I feel like Albany Strength has a different type of target segment, as Keith alluded to, much more oriented on powerlifting, which typically do not see in a facility like the YMCA. So from that regard, I feel like we will not be attracting any of their clientele. I feel like we'd be attracting, again, a different type of target segment.
Where's the closest YMCA to the site? Where's the next closest one?
On Pearl Street.
North Pearl.
Would you be looking for them to relocate or compete?
Compete.
Can I add to that? Actually, I used to work at the YMCA, and being that it's the Capital District, it's the whole area, so it really wouldn't be a competition. It would be in addition to what's already there.
Yes,
So-
actually, the Troy, Albany locations, and Schenectady are all under the Capital District YMCA umbrella, and Del Mar as well. There's 8 locations within the Capital District umbrella.
We also think it would be more convenient for maybe people commuting into and out of the city to stop on their way out of the city as opposed to being right in Pearl Street.
Yeah? There's probably a limited amount of research you can do on stuff like this, but using the 990s to get the revenue from the other YMCA's, 2 questions I guess would be, how close are those facilities to 30,000 square feet? And then also, if you reduce your membership to meet the demographic of the population in the area that you're building it, how does that affect the revenue? And then maybe just a number of how many memberships you'd need to keep the lights on kind of thing, just to give folks a sense of how realistic the numbers are, you know?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure as far as the square footage is concerned. I did take into consideration the Glens Falls and Saratoga locations because their revenue tends to be much lower than the Capital District revenue. So when I averaged those in, I brought down the numbers slightly, thinking that, there are multiple Albany locations already.
For the site that is being proposed proposed up in Saratoga County, they're going with a 35,000 square foot site, and that's on a bigger plot. And currently, that's being constructed by Bass Hatfield Construction out of Clifton Park, New York, who we would also be looking to partner with since they're familiar with building a YMCA facility and the needs and wants of the YMCA. So we felt they would be a good partner.
I also think the YMCA has the luxury of maybe not needing to immediately break even or make a huge profit. I think the fact that they have all the resources that they have could allow them the time, afford them the time to kind of get the formula right to make the location successful, as opposed to maybe any business that really can't afford that kind of time to figure things out.
Okay, nice job. While you're taking your slides down and team 2 gets set up,